Alright guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be switching it up from traditional sports and we're going to be talking about WWE Money in the Bank 2024. I think this has potential to be an absolutely stacked card. We have 5 different matches, 2 Money in the Bank matches that we're going to talk a little bit about today. Also, yes, I'm rocking a bandana. Let me know if you guys like it. No, maybe not. Also, should I cut my hair? I've been debating whether it needs to be cut or I need to keep growing it out. So yeah, I don't know. I need help. But now let's talk about the 5 matches on this Money in the Bank 2024 WWE card. What are my thoughts? What are my predictions? And how will this change the landscape of the WWE heading into the biggest party of the summer, SummerSlam? Let's talk about it. Okay, I don't know how WWE is going to order these matches, but I'm starting out with what I think could be match of the night, which is the Intercontinental Champion, Sami Zayn, taking on the challenger, Braun Breaker. Now, I was torn on this for a little while, and then I started to kind of put the puzzle pieces together as to what my prediction was going to be, because don't get me wrong, I think Sami has been a great champion ever since WrestleMania 40, dethroning the longest reigning Intercontinental Champion of all time in Gunther. But I think Sami Zayn has not maybe lived up to Gunther's expectation levels, but he's gotten close. He's had a really good run. He's pretty much been feuding with Chad Gable ever since WrestleMania 40. I believe Chad Gable turned heel on Sami Zayn maybe that second Raw after WrestleMania 40. So that's been his big feud, and he really didn't end that until Clash at the Castle when he beat Chad Gable for the final time. If there was any other time and any other opponent, I would say Sami Zayn retains here. But I think Braun Breaker is just on too much of a dominant run right now for him to lose. He can obviously lose and still look strong, but I think that they are going to put the belt on Braun Breaker right here, mainly for the fact that Braun Breaker is on the run of a lifetime right now in his rookie year in the WWE, just getting called up from NXT recently. But I think Sami Zayn is going to be playing a crucial part in the Bloodline story for the rest of the year, maybe even leading up until WrestleMania 41 next year. And I'll talk a little bit more about that once we get to the Bloodlines match. But my official prediction is that we're going to have a new Intercontinental Champion in Braun Breaker. And speaking of the Bloodline, the next match I want to talk about is the Bloodline. And the official 3-team Bloodline just got announced on SmackDown. It will be Solo Sikoa, Tama Tonga, and Jacob Fatu. Tonga Loa not going to be a part of the match. It's going to stay a 3-on-3, and they're going to be taking on the team of the WWE Undisputed Champion Cody Rhodes, Randy Orton, and Kevin Owens. I think a lot of people thought that Tonga Loa would be in Jacob Fatu's spot, purely based on the fact that Jacob Fatu does have a criminal background, and with the pay-per-view being in Toronto tomorrow, maybe not being able to get Jacob Fatu over the border. But it sounds like they've done it, and it sounds like it's going to be Jacob Fatu in that spot, which gives me a little bit more confidence in who I think is going to be winning this match. I think the Bloodline is being built up way too strong right now for them to lose. Now, if you really want to get things interesting, you could have Solo pin Cody, and that sets up the Undisputed Championship match at SummerSlam between Cody Rhodes and Solo Sikoa. But I don't know if they're going to go that way. I think they might have maybe someone like a Jacob Fatu get the pin here against someone like Randy or Kevin Owens. That's what I think they're going to go down. But I think it's going to be an all-out war now that Jacob Fatu is in this match. But I do think the Bloodline is going to come out with the win here, and that's going to set up the match between Solo and Cody at SummerSlam. I also don't think we're very far from a Roman Reigns return. On this latest episode of SmackDown, Solo Sikoa said that if Roman Reigns wanted to be the tribal chief again, he was going to have to come take it from him. To me, that sets up Roman Reigns to come back as a babyface and go try and take that crown from Solo. I don't know if he's going to maybe cost him the championship at SummerSlam. I don't know. But to me, this is building towards a War Games match at Survivor Series where you're going to have Team Roman, and he'll have Jimmy and Jey Uso and Sami Zayn in his corner versus Solo's team, and he's going to have Tonga Loa, Tama Tonga, and Jacob Fatu, and you have that 4-on-4 Survivor Series War Games match. But for right now, I think the Bloodline comes away with the win, with Jacob Fatu getting the pin over someone like Randy or Kevin Owens, but probably not Cody Rhodes, just to keep Cody looking strong. Man, oh man, this is a good one. This This is a good one. Damian Priest versus Seth Rollins for the World Heavyweight Championship. Now, this had me torn because on one hand, Damian Priest has been a good champion so far. And for the longest time, I thought that they were going to be building to Damian Priest versus Finn Balor with the split of the Judgment Day and have them two face off at SummerSlam for the World Heavyweight Championship. But then at King and Queen of the Ring, Gunther won the King of the Ring, and the award for that was a World Heavyweight Championship match at SummerSlam. That rules out a Judgment Day Civil War match at SummerSlam with the World Heavyweight Championship involved, because we already know that Gunther's going to be involved. And it seems way too much of a coincidence that they brought back Seth Rollins this quickly from injury for him to just lose to Damian Priest. I don't see it happening, guys. I think we're going to have a new World Heavyweight Champion. I think Seth Rollins wins this, and he goes on to SummerSlam to defend that title against Gunther. So that way Gunther can beat one of the top baby faces in the company in Seth Rollins and keep him looking strong as a heel as opposed to going against another heel like Damian Priest. To me, this also sets up Damian Priest, Finn Balor, Judgment Day Civil War kind of match at SummerSlam. Maybe Finn Balor brings back the Demon King persona. I don't know. We'll see. But I think that we're going to get those two having a match with no championship on the line. And the championship match at SummerSlam for the World Heavyweight Championship is going to be Seth Rollins versus Gunther. And Gunther will take that match. All right, let's get into the two Money in the Banks. Let's cover the women's match really quickly. I have to read it off a sheet of paper because I keep forgetting who's in the match. We've got Io Sky, Chelsea Green, Lyra Valkyria, Tiffany Stratton, Naomi, and Zoe Stark. To me, this is just between two people. You could put it on Tiffany Stratton right here, or you could put it on Chelsea Green. But in my opinion, I don't think Tiffany Stratton needs the Money in the Bank briefcase to be strong as a heel or to really get a championship match. And I think Chelsea Green's character is perfect for carrying the Money in the Bank. I'm going to go with Chelsea Green. I think the WWE finally pulls the trigger on her and she becomes Miss Money in the Bank. All right, and I don't know if this will be the main event. I hope it is, because this is a star-studded men's Money in the Bank ladder match. We've got main event Jey Uso, Carmelo Hayes, Andrade, Chad Gable, LA Knight, and Drew McIntyre. Okay, honestly, I think you could make a case for all 6 of these guys to win. But by process of elimination, I'm going to kind of go one by one and rule them out. As much as Andrade is an amazing talent, I don't think WWE is ready to put something like the Money in the Bank briefcase on him right now. I don't think he's ready to be inserted into that main event picture, so I don't see WWE going with Andrade right here. Kind of the same with Carmelo Hayes. Now, he is 100% a future world champion. Just in his rookie year in the WWE, he's already done so much, but I think he's going to float around that mid-card for a little while, maybe in the United States Championship area, because I personally think that LA Knight is going to beat Logan Paul for the United States Championship at SummerSlam. Maybe you could have a feud between Carmelo Hayes and LA Knight. But I don't know. I don't think Carmelo Hayes is ready for the Money in the Bank briefcase yet. So I'm going to go ahead and rule him out. A lot of people think that Jey Uso is going to win this match. And for the longest time, I thought he would too. But again, similar to the Sami Zayn situation, I think Jey Uso is getting ready to be put into this bloodline storyline in Team Roman's corner when Roman Reigns comes back. So to me, it doesn't make sense for a huge bloodline civil war to be going on and Jey to just be carrying the briefcase around like that. I don't know. That doesn't make sense to me. I'm going to rule out Jey Uso. I'm also going to go ahead and rule out LA Knight just because I think WWE already has plans for him to win the United States Championship at SummerSlam against Logan Paul in Logan Paul's hometown of Cleveland. I think that Logan Paul is going to have a huge marquee match, and what better against a guy like LA Knight. So I think LA Knight's going to go ahead and be facing Logan Paul for the United States Championship, and he's not going to need the briefcase to do that. So this comes down to 2 people in my opinion, Chad Gable, Drew McIntyre. Now, both of these guys are kind of already involved in a storyline. You have Chad Gable with the Wyatt Six, and you have Drew McIntyre with CM Punk. Drew McIntyre has said that if he wins Money in the Bank, he's going to instantly cash in that same night. I don't see him winning the World Heavyweight Championship because that would have him facing Gunther at SummerSlam, and I think he's going to face CM Punk at SummerSlam. So if he was to win Money in the Bank, cash in that same night, and fail, then you just waste Money in the Bank completely. And I don't know if WWE wants to do that this year. So I don't see Drew McIntyre winning. I think CM Punk cost Drew McIntyre the briefcase, not the championship. And I think by process of elimination, I'm going to go with Chad Gable right here. I think that even though he's involved with the Wyatt Six storyline in a way, I think he'd be a great Mr. Money in the Bank. And maybe at some point he cashes in on Gunther for the World Heavyweight Championship, calling back to that storyline that they had when Chad Gable was a babyface and they were fighting over the Intercontinental Championship. So I think that, as crazy as this might sound, I think WWE is going to go with Chad Gable right here. So that wraps up my WWE Money in the Bank 2024 predictions. This was a lot of fun to make. I enjoy making WWE content. I'm a huge fan, have been for a long time. But if you think that it should be its own channel, let me know in the comments, because maybe it does need to be its own channel. It is a lot different to traditional sports, so just let me know what you guys think. But whenever another topic comes up, we'll come back on this channel and we'll talk about it.